तुम लोग नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब करो, वो जो लाल वाला बटन है उसके साथ सूर्य नमस्कार करो या फिर अनुलोम विलोम, मुझे नहीं पता, बस क्लिक हो जाना चाहिए।
बात तो सही है।
It is my first exam that I have give off today, and I am referring the date 25 November 2023 as of the date when I reach the exam center, or this is exam center is located same as where I usually study for my graduation, and I reached the exam hall, and I was moving around to and fro with my motion. When I was leaving from my home, I was full of a depression, and even though once I got any relax and free from myself, and it give me such a feelings and the vibes, and gave me an lighter weight of myself that I am carrying forward, and sometimes I surprised that I am thinking that it was really odd. Really, I am out of the depression and out of the anxiety and out of the all the things that someone trying to put on myself, and they are got in to relax by putting the stuff on my head, and after that it gave me such a happiness, and it created a positive mood and positive by your mind and body, and all of the get out from without from depression, anxiety, and your body is feel free after of the work, and I got into the same mood, and it is happen, and when I was in this mood, and I know what the thing that I actually do, and my body actually start to to follow the path and what they are actually right, because for my path there when I used to go follow my path, and if someone start to divert myself, and at the moment, and even though the talk the negativity activity around myself, and the work that are done by the people, and the negativity people are throwing it directly attack on my the mode, and got into distracted, and with the instant moment I feel my mind get full of load and start in the same mode of a depression, even though since when I go into this mode, and there is nothing, this is the free zone which I have to stay, and I want to stay, and I usually stay for some while my head, and by the family, my parents, all the things, and even though what I heard college and might, and some people of our group, and who I have spreading the some nonsense talk which creating the taking the space of my head, and is creating a load on my head which create an depression, anxiety, and lots of things which happen, and due to this, so these things which are fit on my subconscious brain, which are forcing me not to get do involved in such a situation. If such situation get involved, then you will not get anything, and what the actuality that you yourself that come into, you see that this is the different from you are moving in a different zone, which are always staying yourself from the someone, since might what the people might that are roaming around yourself and society, these are creating a great impact on yourself, even though since I am living in such situation where it created a great impact on my subconscious brain, and it start roaming with the time, and with the time that yeah passes, it go into the such level of where that cannot tolerable. And even though someone feel that if we can remove the if I can remove all the shooting, if I open my head and remove it from my head with my head, it is going to the such a level. And so let's come into the our topic. This when I go step out from my home to go into the exam center, with the time that when I am walking alone, or even the surrounding people are staring at me, and even though some people which are such negative people, even though those who are staying from a mile, and this fire directly attack on my head if my mind get broke and start yawning from myself, and which create what the vibe. And since yawning is a very bad habit, what the yawning that you have seen the yawning in my I head. Yeah, this is the yawning. Since this is happen, what if it is happening when you are going to focus, or you are in a focus mode, and from that it directly related to your brain and the functionality, and it is attack directly attack on your chest. This is portion creating yawn, and it directly creating a focus of your and whole backside of your brain. From that you lost the focus, and then your concentration get directly shift into the forehead of the brain, which is are famous for the doing the some and nonsense work of for your life. Even though what the stuff you do, and all kinds of non valuable work which is responsible at that moment create it create a it create a negative and freeze mood where they easily kept in freeze mode. So let's come into the next point where the story will be got continue. When I step out from my home, and I usually go to the my enter to my college. Before that, there I have to go travel almost 40 to uh, 30 kilometer plus through the, by a car. When I going to when I on the bus, and my anxiety and depression level going to such level cannot be explained in a word, and the faces what I happen when I get hurt. So when I in my exam center, some people come to me and start negativity, and some are talking about the nonsense, and even though which are I have not get anything in their life, and they are always doing the some always creating the buzz among themselves, which I strictly avoid. When I got lonely, and it is my time to fresh my mind, and not live in the depression and anxiety mode, and which creating a great impact on the exam hall. Since you have what the thing that you are I have learned for my examination, it is only stored in the conscious brain. If the because of that conscious because of the all the thing which are processed at the conscious brain, if rather than for processing the freshness and water we are going for, they are for the exam center. So it blocked the path of my brain and subconscious brain, and it create the depression, anxiety, and the lots of the things which are happen. After that, some people tell entering the room, and there are always screaming, shouting among themselves, and they are talking about each other. Then it for a while it look like in a market. I am not able to tolerate about all these things which are happening. Once the teacher of in college I have entered to the room for as an invigilator, then until then the noises is not getting stopped. Noises not get stopped. After that examination all happened. So this is the scenario. Before that, when I was in a free, there is no one and here come to me some. There was no one me, even though a person who I understand and start to reflecting hurting myself from on I throw the what which can God which help they throw me into the ocean of an depression, anxiety, what I have done. When I have told this story about this person, this they are favored in the person, and which where my all the personal private things get open by the because of this person. Even though I got a shame by these people and leave any chance to not do shameful when I was in the mood. And even though from my parent, my all private personality get wow, which is very assaulted moment, and it create me depression inside myself, and somehow after the depression it create overwhelming, and so it starts circulating with the time and how family and surrounding and all the colleague help me to are throwing me in the dive of an or in the deep of an ocean of a depression.